Holy moly, that took a little while to load. I think that's what happens with Flight Simulator sometimes when you haven't played it in a bit. Oh, so hey everyone. Saturday, March 6th. We are going to be dorking around Hawaii today, because why not? I've actually always wanted to visit Pearl Harbor in real life. So we're going to be taking the Icon. We're going to be taking off somewhere in Hawaii here. And I think what we'll do here, let's see here. So if we set this as our departure in GA ramp 1, and then we make John Rogers Field our arrival field. All right, that's 55 nautical miles. Okay, that's fine. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add some destinations. We're going to add the Pearl Harbor Memorial as a destination, and then also my wife and I are now Disney Vacation Club members. So what I want to do, is I want to do a little flyover of the resort there, because God knows when I'll be able to get there in real life. So I've copied that to the clipboard. That's now a custom waypoint, and we're going to add that as a all right, so how's that looking? So we're gonna, you know what, this is too long of a flight, I think. Let's do a different airport. Let's take off from this field over here. So we'll set this as our... No, did I totally pooch that? That's our departure. No, that's right. That's good. That's good. Parking, general aviation. All right. Guess we'll do GA medium. Guess it's a big airport, right? We'll do search. We'll paste. Because when you do this, it blows your custom waypoints, which is fun. Okay, so there's our custom waypoint there, and then we want to add Pearl Harbor as a custom waypoint. I'm the worst at operating Flight Simulator. Where is Pearl Harbor? There we go. Okay, so that's our flight plan. We're going to take off here at Kahune Bay. We're going to fly past Pearl Harbor, fly past my resort. We're going to go live Hawaii time. And you know what? We're going to do live Hawaii weather. I don't know how that's going to be. There we go. And I'm not using the weather plugin. Oh, also I need to turn on Xbox networking to make sure that the friggin' that terrible Toretto network stack is working properly, so that it's streaming, so that it pulls data. It doesn't qualify first. Now if I check again, hopefully it's live. It kind of has to spool up. There we go. Open and connected. So I just minimize that. All right, so I got the aircraft. I got the flight conditions. It should be light out. We're starting at the parking gate. We're going to be landing on runway 29. I think we are good. We are good. All right. So we're going to hit fly. Yeah, this doesn't have a long flight route, but because it's Hawaii, we'll probably dork around a little bit. I suspect we'll be violating some FAA regulations too, like possibly landing near the Battleship New Jersey Memorial. No, the Arizona, sorry. The New Jersey was not sunk at Pearl Harbor. The New Jersey's what I slept on with the Boy Scouts on a camping trip. The Arizona is the big one that has the memorial. My bad. Loading. I've been playing a lot of Valheim lately, and while Microsoft Flight Simulator's graphics are much nicer than Valheim's, it also takes a lot longer to load. different use cases, right? Okay, throttles at minimum. Stick is good. Rudders are ready. All right, good. The simulator should pop open shortly, and then we'll turn on the VR, and I'll switch OBS to the VR view. One of my favorite things to do, forget to switch Streamlabs over the VR view. You know I've done that to you guys before. Looks like it's a pretty day. Oh yeah, this should be beautiful. Okay. Ready to fly, and then engage the VR and go over to Streamlabs and switch to Live Scene VR. So much grinding, so much hard drive. Twitch looks good. And now the VR has to spool up. The VR is probably like, where you been? Well, I've been being a dwarf. Not a dwarf, I've been being a Viking. Base stations are waking. Looks like Steam VR got updated again. I sometimes dread that a little bit, but most of the time it's good when it gets updated. Well, we shall see. We shall see. Just drop the chair a little bit. Chair was still kind of in work mode. Oh, and I definitely figured out the other day that if I close my curtains across the back door, the VR headset does not go nutty. Because sometimes the VR headset was going nutty. Now we're going to see if I can get everything lined up so that I don't have to, take the headset off to adjust anything. That's always the big. Will Mark pull it off? Okay. And there is OVR toolkit loading. All right. Clicking on Flight Simulator to give the window focus. Putting on the headset. Okay, and let's center my view. Put my feet on the rudder pedals so that I'm physically centered. Lower my head a little bit, and then press space. And then we be good. All right, let's see how much gas we have. That I'm sometimes concerned about. We have half fuel. I'm just going to bump us up to 75. I don't think we need 75% of our fuel, but oh, where's the ATC window? Oh, is that over somewhere in East Jabip now? Son of a Bulgarian slime dog. Hang on a second, people. Looks like I had to take the headset off because ATC was somewhere weird. There we go. And I'm going to close the ATC window. And now when I kick into VR again, the ATC window should appear properly. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, if the ATC window's open and then you switch to VR, it doesn't always appear in a viewable position. There we go. Is that important? I don't know. I like to think it's important. All right, I'm going to scooch back to play the center trick. All right. So that now, whoop. Oh, I pissed it off. Whoa, head spinning. Head spinning, come on, load. Oh, did something fucking crash? Oh. Steam VR failed. Okay, we're going to restart Steam VR. Yay. Well, the good story about that is that the lighthouses are already spooled up, which is the part that takes the longest to happen. All right, so Steam VR should now be back on. All right, let's do this again. And will the ATC window be in a weird-ass place? We don't know. Maybe we can proactively deal with that. Okay. feel like. All right, so I'll adjust the view again. And then scooch up. All I was trying to do is scooch up so I could see over the friggin' over the dashboard better. Is that the dashboard in an airplane? Not really sure. Okay. So this plane has a very simple checklist. So what we're going to do is, before we start the formal checklist, we're going to go outside of the aircraft. This is our visual inspection. Let's make sure the elevator works. Elevator's working. Rudder. Okay, the rudder moves. Ailerons. Ailerons move properly. We'll inspect the outside of the aircraft. Everything looks good. So we'll go back inside and we'll start the checklist. Why do you do that? Just start with the plane running. Hey, you flight sim the way you want to flight sim. I'll do it my way. Okay, flip on the master switch. Hi, all controls. Now the fuel valve is up over the top of my head, so I'm going to have the computer flip that. Okay. Real simple pre-flight there. Starting the engine. Remember, the strobe has to be on. Wait. Throttle. Okay, so throttle is open a ½ inch. That's a little more than a ½ inch. Okay. Contact. Oil pressure looks good. Okay. So let's tune to ground. And we're going to request a taxi to get straight up. Right, and I'm not using VATSIM. You guys will realize that. Those of you who are fans, because I'm being dorky today, possibly. I don't want to ruin the realistic experience for the guys who want a realistic experience. Okay, so parking brake off. So therefore, I am merely. Okay, where do I want to go here? Therefore, I am using just the built-in ATC. Because I don't want to upset a controller when he sees me landing next to the Arizona. The computer won't care. But other VATSIM people might. And I want to respect that. Looks like we have a pretty nice day. Did he give me an altimeter setting? Because it looks like I'm below 0. I don't think he gave me an altimeter setting. He should do that when I'm cleared for takeoff. Remember, this aircraft doesn't have an autopilot at all, but it does have a GPS, so I can find places to go as I need to. It can also, again, land pretty much anywhere, and it has landing gear. Yes, landing gear, people. It also tends to lean pretty much to the left when I'm taxiing. I don't know if the engine's got that much torque because the engine's idled out right now, but it is definitely... Let me bleed off a little speed. There we go. Yeah, but I appear to be leaning. So there's our runway, runway 4. Pretty airport. You know, it's funny. I fly a lot in Pennsylvania because that's where I live, and I've flown around Florida. Now, Pennsylvania's got mountains, but a lot of the areas I've been in have been like Pennsylvania to New Jersey. The mountains aren't particularly pronounced. And Florida's obviously really flat. So things like that mountain back there or those mountains over there, we haven't really seen me uh, interact with them too much. Oh, wow. Did I just cross the runway without looking? I sure did. Bad Uncle Mark. I should be more careful. Wide turn. Don't hit the airport people. The airport workers. Okay. All right, so looking at the windsock, looks like the wind is maybe 5 knots. And it's going to be a crosswind takeoff, but I don't know how many runway options we have here. A little bit crosswind, sort of into the wind. I don't know. It's kind of janking around a little bit there. It's all right. We good. And our first thing we're doing is we're crossing some water, which is exciting because I like water. That's one reason we're in Hawaii, to see some of the water-based scenery. Oh, God, though. Water comes right up to the runway here. Yeah. Did I blow past the hold short? I think I did. Oh, well. All right, and let me see here. All right, that's our run up, and that's our last friggin' checklist. The only other thing I want to do here. Oh, I can't really tune. I don't have the option to tune to something else, so that's all right. All right, well, we'll take the brakes off. I think once we take off and they give me the handover, they'll probably give us the barometer reading, and then we'll set the altimeter once we're stable. I really should have tuned into ATIS before being at this point, but such is life. Oh. Fantastic. Are those live waves or are those just still captures of surf? You know what? They've got enough animation that my mind is fooled. That is spectacular. So straight out departure, that's probably going to be a left turn in most cases, so we'll turn left. Oh, and landing gear. Because the aircraft has landing gear. Yeah, I had a viewer notice the other day that I don't really have a vertical speed indicator, although, I've got an attitude indicator over there. But yeah, not really a vertical speed indicator. And I feel like I'm banking too hard. Ah, but I love that. I love that blue water. That is just so pretty. So pretty. Okay. Good for landing in. Are you going to I'm surprised ATC hasn't done a handover yet. Because I want to be able to switch channels here on the radio. Let's get a beauty shot. Oh, yeah. Me and my co-pilot are enjoying this. Oh, God, whenever I do that beauty shot, I end up stalling the aircraft. Okay, this is where they'll give me a transponder code. $30.12. Tree 0.12. That was a significant altimeter difference than what I had. So glad I got that sorted out. All right, so we're up kind of high now. Hello, Hawaii. Ooh, and we got a little bit of turbulence, I'm not going to lie. And what I want to do is I really don't want to be in these clouds because I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to be VFR, and I can't friggin' see what I'm doing. And yeah, I might smack into a mountain. I mean, that's a legitimate concern. Look at these piles of clouds, man. Looks like you got a whole touristy section over there. Let's throttle down a little bit. We'll check out what we got. Yeah, so the bucking you see, that's from wind. The aircraft is legitimately being tossed around a bit from turbulence. Because remember, I'm in the middle of the friggin' Pacific Ocean. I'm flying over mountains. There's turbulence. Although it's a little better now that I'm out of the clouds. Or that specific bank of clouds. So that's great. So I think what we do, friends, is we're off our course, but it doesn't matter because we're not on a pre-planned course. I think we see what we got over here because we're taking a tour of Hawaii. And the dogs want to be involved, but the dogs are not going to be. And over here, our toolkit doesn't seem to be responding, so I wonder if that never restarted when I started Steam VR up again. Oh, no, there we go. Hooray! Yeah, there's the map that shows where the resort is. There's Steam chat, or yeah, the stream chat. Good, good. Everything's working. I apologize over your toolkit. You are working okay. You're okay in my book. Yeah, this aircraft honestly is a real nice low pressure flying machine. I don't know if I said it in my last stream with it, but this is really meant to be about as easy to operate as a typical car. It doesn't have a lot of controls or a lot of fancy features. It even has an emergency parachute right there. So if things really go to hell, I don't think it works in the simulator, but in real life, you can pull the chute and the plane will gently settle to the ground, like if you have a catastrophic failure. I don't think you want to be doing that too often. Like it's like the plane equivalent of an airbag going off, and the plane would probably end up somewhere, well, inconvenient. But the option's there if you need it. Okay. Now that I'm totally off course, let me zoom out. Oh, crap. This is one thing I don't like about this interface too much because it can be super tricky. All right, we're going to turn. Now, I looked at the map, and that looks like Pearl Harbor over there, that whole collection of stuff. And that's vetted by my custom waypoint. So we're going to idle down. And we're gonna sweep side by side. Look at that. That looks almost like a hollowed out volcano. And I don't know about you guys, but like this is the island Honolulu's on. It just doesn't seem that big to be in the middle of the friggin' ocean, which has like tsunamis and shit. I don't know if I could live on Hawaii. I'm sure I can make it work. So this is obviously a built-up section right here. I'm not sure what the major city is right next to Pearl Harbor. I'm not going to even pretend to be a proper tour guide there. And we got a bunch of ships in close proximity to each other over there. We got some boats offshore. Sit over here. That's one of the Pearl Harbor airfields. I think it might be a military base. Not completely sure. And we got Pearl Harbor in front of us. We're going to request transition through Class B airspace. Because we're really supposed to ask. Okay, so that's where some of the... So I'm going to be super critical for a second. You see how we got chonking going on there? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it doesn't actually look like that in Hawaii. You can see where it looks like it's doing map data versus where it's animating water. And as amazing as the job is that they've done on the simulator, I think they could probably do a little more due diligence on what they call the water masking. Apparently what they have to do is go to a place manually and make some of the water transitions look good. But this is friggin' Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. I have to imagine that a lot of folk would go here just as a sightseeing thing. So it would this area of the map looks like it needs a little love from the developers. Okay, I'll stop being judgy now. Will you? Will you, Uncle Mark? No, I think we all know that's not the case. I will continue to judge. Anyway, the closest I've done is on Google Earth. I went to Pearl Harbor in the VR headset, which was interesting, but this is a whole nother level of Google Earth like activity because of, it just is. Yeah, those tanks right there, I don't think they're actually 3D. They just look like they're ground photos, although maybe it's just a trick because I'm up high enough, but they actually don't look like they're 3D. Oh, listen to Mr. Picky Man. But again, 99.9% of the time, the scenery friggin' nails it in this game. They nail it. And what I've been doing, if you haven't been paying attention to my altimeter, is I've slowly been just reducing altitude as I dither around so that we can see stuff. Oh no, those water tanks are 3D. My apologies, Bill Gates. It was just the angle I was at. Couple of baseball fields. This right here, I think I'm about to fly over the memorial for the Arizona. I think that's the Arizona's memorial right there. Well, no, wait. The Arizona's memorial is that very no. The Arizona's memorial is that very distinct building right there. My bad. That might. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's the Arizona's memorial. But you know what we can do? We're a seaplane. A little bit of flappage. Flappage. Like I'm Flappy Bird. Have you no shame? Hey, I'm the guy who landed in the Central Park Lake. Clearly, I have no shame. Again, kids, don't do what I'm about to do in real life if you happen to have an Icon A1. Stalling. Prepare for death spiral if I'm not careful. Meanwhile, I wasn't thinking about my rudder pedals. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't think that battleship is supposed to be submerged like that. I'm pretty sure that's just because of the way it renders the static ships that are moored there. Full flap. All right, we'll give you a little more. We'll goose your throttle a little bit. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, idling down. That's right. You need to go out to the memorial by motor. With a boat taxi. Why am I having a motor yacht? I don't know. And we can see where that bridge there doesn't really... Oh boy. So this could be unfortunate. Oh boy. Oh! Wow. Not a great water landing. I had this whole flippin' harbor to land in, and I crashed. But look at that. Like, holy guacamole, is that pretty looking. Well, thus endeth my flight. Pancaked into Pearl Harbor. Pancaked into Pearl Harbor. Never boring when Uncle Mark goes flying. Lesson learned. Got to give yourself room for a landing. Even if you think your aircraft can handle it, you should treat it a little more seriously. I was banking too severely. I was trying to land in a tight situation, and I was almost treating the A1 like a helicopter, which it is not. You know, it's a regular aircraft. So even though it's got a shorter takeoff and landing distance than some aircraft, I failed to respect that, and I pancaked, as you could see. All right, well, that was a quick one, but you know, let's make some lemonade, right? I'm still alive, yay. Mrs. Uncle Mark appreciates that, and it was still a very pretty flight. We'll return there at some point. Also, it's probably time to take off from New Orleans and start returning north with our 172. But until then, I'm gonna sign off for now. We'll make this an under an hour flight, an under an hour video. All right, everybody, take care now.